Hey there. Are you wondering why your child is struggling to print neatly? Why their letters seem to be all over the page and never on the correct lines, and some float up into the air when they shouldn't be, and they write really slowly and painfully, very messy. It's a pretty common problem, especially with kids that are just learning to print. And I can help you. I have the most fun, multisensory, and engaging way of teaching kids to print. And it is actually something that is sometimes not really explicitly taught at school, right? They're showing, but they're not explicitly taught how to do it. And so oftentimes they're just kind of guessing on what to draw first in the letter, where it should go. And, oftentimes in a classroom setting as well, the teacher doesn't really have time to observe each child's printing and how they're actually forming the letter. So there's lots of contributing factors as well. When you think about it, spatial orientation can play a really big role. For instance, this is a stapler. Still a stapler. Still a stapler, right? So where it is in space doesn't change what it is. But that's not the same when they start printing letters. All of a sudden, it really does matter where the circle is and where the stick is. If I put the stick on this side and I put it up, well, then it's a B. If I put it on this side and put it up, then it's a D. You can see how these things can be quite confusing to kids, right? Other problems that some children encounter are not very strong fine motor skills yet, right? Or dexterity and strength. Maybe they don't have the proper pencil grip. That can be getting in the way of them doing very well at doing their printing. So there's lots of reasons that can make it difficult for kids to learn how to print properly, but I do have the solution, and I love this, okay? So I have color-coded paper, as you can see. And I always start off by talking to the kids and asking them a really simple question. If you're outside playing and it's hot and you feel like it's time to take a little break and you want to have a little sit down and rest, would you sit down in the sky? And most kids are like, no. It's like, right. Nobody can sit in the sky. That's silly. But if you had the choice, would you sit in the nice soft grass, or would you rather sit in the dirt? Now, granted, some kids would say they'd rather sit in the dirt, but that's okay. You say, well, me, I prefer and I love sitting in the nice soft grass. And you know what? So do all the letters in the alphabet. They sit in the grass too. And then I show them the color-coded paper. We have the sky, the grass, and the dirt. And all the letters sit in the grass. They all sit in the grass. Some reach up into the sky and some dig down into the dirt, but they all sit in the grass. So that's the first part. Now, I've seen other ways of teaching kids, the cat with the head, the body, and the tail, or the house with the attic and the basement. But it's just not very relatable to kids, and it also doesn't really explicitly tell the kids where the letters are on the lines, right? So for instance, here I have the alphabet on the color-coded paper, and I have a clock. The clock is a really great teaching tool. So say I'm going to teach the letter A, I would show them the clock, and we would identify where the 2 is, because that's where the letter A is going to start. So this clock is in the grass, just sitting in the grass. We would start at 2 o'clock. We'd go up and around, and as soon as we close our circle, that's where we draw our stick. Our pencil never needs to leave the paper. So when you teach like that, explicitly telling them exactly how they're going to do it, and they're saying it out loud, and you're saying it out loud, and they can see the color coding to know that it's going to sit in the grass, and it's not going to reach, and it's not going to dig, then they have a visual. They're hearing it, so it's auditory. They're moving the muscles in their mouth. That's kinesthetic. That's the muscles, the muscle memory, and they're doing it with their hands simultaneously. So that's the kinesthetic and tactile as well, right? So for instance, if I was doing B, I would say, let's start at the top of the grass, go straight, top of the sky, go straight down to the bottom of the grass, come back up and make a big belly in the grass, but just in the grass. The belly doesn't go up into the sky and it doesn't go into the dirt. So it's just going in. Oops, sorry about that, call came in. So you can see how that would be really helpful to kids. So I've designed this so that I've got you can see that I've got this in a page protector. That way you could use whiteboard markers and use it over and over and over. I've also got the 2 o'clock clock, which there are several letters that I call 2 o'clock letters, and it's a great starting point. Got all the letters in the alphabet, shows you exactly where they're placed on the color-coded paper. And then I have several different sizes of the color-coded paper. I've used this method over and over and over with kids. I've never had it fail. It is always super successful. And what's really great about it too is that when you teach children how to form their letters properly, right off the get-go, then when it comes time to transition into handwriting, they're right on track. Because, for instance, let me show you an A. So if we did the A on here, we start at 2 o'clock, we'd go around and we draw our stick. So when we're handwriting, we would lead in, go to 2 o'clock, come around, lead out, right? So it's most of the letters, it's a really easy transition from printing into handwriting if they've been taught how to do the printing formation properly to start with. Not only that, but good printers can write faster. So it just makes everything more effective once they've been taught how to do that properly right from the get-go. But I do suggest that you get kids practicing it, because the longer that they're doing it just sort of creatively on their own, the more you have to spend time correcting those bad habits. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. Please feel free to contact me down in the comments or on my website, timetoshineteaching.com. If you have something that you're struggling with and you'd like a little advice, or you're wondering what direction to go, please feel free to send me a message. Contact me through my website or through my social media, and I will be happy to get back to you. If you want, you could always schedule a call with me. I'm happy to meet with people and talk about specific problems that you might be having with your child. And I'm pretty sure I can help you with that. And if I can't, I'll find someone who can, or I'll find a way to. So if you found value in what I've talked about today, I would really love it if you pass it along to others that you think might also benefit from this. And check out my website, subscribe. Just by subscribing, you're on my email list, but you also get a $100 coupon off my workshops and access to a free class where I talk more specifically about learning disabilities, which I don't like that word. I use the word difference, but learning differences that can often get in the way of kids trying to learn in a classroom setting. It's like taking walking a mile in their shoes, so that you have a better understanding of just how difficult and exhausting a day can be for a child that has those learning differences and that's struggling to be successful in that environment. So anyways, that's what we've got going on, and I really appreciate you guys being here. I did want to let you know that I've just uploaded these papers, these color-coded papers, onto my website if you wanted to purchase it. They're downloadable. And I also was, sorry, my phone keeps ringing. I'm a popular person right now. I'm looking for a little bit of market research, because I know that oftentimes people don't have printers, or they don't have colored printers, or they don't want to waste the ink because it's so expensive. So I'm just putting feelers out there. Would there be an interest or a need for people to buy like a package of this color-coded paper to help their child? And would they prefer that over a downloadable copy? So I don't have the printed papers available yet. I am considering it. I just want to know if there's actually people that are interested or looking to purchase something like that. So if you could give me a comment down in the bottom, I'd really, really appreciate it so much. So it's super hot here today, which you can probably hear my air conditioner running because it's the only room in the house that I can stand to be in. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I thank you for listening. And again, check out my website, Time to Shine Teaching, and let me know if there's any other things that you'd like to learn about. Ciao.